Hello and welcome to another Thursday edition of Falling Chains. If you haven't watched Tuesday's episode, I'm going to ask you to turn this off and go back and watch it now, and then come back and watch this one. We're on the second part of our 6-part series about the Apostle Paul. In Philippians chapter 3, the Apostle Paul said, "Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before, I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of God in Christ Jesus." So, on Tuesday, we talked to you about what that word brethren meant. Today, we're going to talk about we're not there yet. He said, "Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended." The very first Falling Chains video we made, you can go back and watch it sometime. I said in it, I said, look, I'm not coming to you as a guy who's already arrived or who has already attained anything. And that's what the Apostle Paul was trying to tell his audience here, that he did not consider himself to be some great accomplished person or that he had everything figured out. So today's title is Not There Yet. In order to be successful in anything, we've got to understand that we're not there yet. So what do I mean by that? Well, years ago, when I was 21, I applied for a job and interviewed to sell cars. And the guy asked me if I had any experience selling cars, and I said, "No, sir, I don't, but I think I can do well at this." He said, "Look, I'm glad you don't have experience." I was kind of shocked. I said, "Why?" He said, "Because I can train you the way that I want you." He said, "Guys that have already sold cars have a lot of bad habits." Since then, I now do a lot of hiring in the construction industry. And I've seen many guys come in, and you can tell a lot of times on day one whether a guy is going to be any good or not at his job, or a woman, because they come in and they know everything. And when you have an employee who comes in and they know everything from the word go, you can't teach someone something when they know everything. Does that make sense? If I know everything, then I'm not going to listen to anything you have to say. So when we realize and we take the stance,
When we realize.
Yeah. When we realize and we take the point of view that we don't know everything, that's when we're able to learn. That's when we're able to grow. When we stop learning, we stop growing. And anything that stops growing starts dying. Whether we're talking about a house plant, whether we're talking about a tree, or a physical human being. When I turned about 20, 21 years of age, I quit growing. And slowly, hopefully real slowly, I started to deteriorate over time. Anybody over the age of 30 knows what I'm talking about. You get more aches and pains the longer that you go. Anything that's not growing is dying. So we need to continue to grow. And the only way we're going to continue to grow is if we realize there is room for improvement. So I want to encourage you today that there is room for improvement. You've got to have the mindset that you're not there yet. The only way you'll ever improve, the only way you'll ever get better is if you understand that. Join us on Sunday. We're going to talk about this one thing I do. Until then, I look forward to seeing the chains fall in your lives.